Inception's a great movie. We're here, finally, with the Elears. Now, I think I've had a headphone in that pile longer than these. The guy's local. He stops by. He lent me this turntable. He's like, take your time. Take your time with them. Just take your time. So I took my damn time. Maybe I took a little bit too long a time because now they're on sale. And everyone's like, Zeos, help us. They're on sale. Why the Elears? Help. So I apologize for not being like Johnny on the spot. All right, we'll get to you. Box. Don't know why it's like a sticker on cardboard, and it started doing like the penis vein thing. I mean, you could probably push that out. I just think if you're gonna spend, usually these boxes come and they're amazing. And it's like, ooh, and you pull the tab and ooh, it's a magnet, big, heavy duty magnets, and you open it up and it's like, oh. Can I buy just this? Here's a competition. And your links will get blocked, but find me this. I want to buy this. I want to cover the entire room with very small little foam pyramids. Alright, here's the box. It's very nice. Got some information here. These were purchased new from Moon Audio back in the day when they were new. $1,250. Here's this little space where the wire is supposed to go. Should we get that out of the way? Because that should be the crescendo of this video. Is this fucking thing. Because everyone's, oh, Zio, she spent 20 minutes on the wire, didn't talk about a headphone sound. Well, I think this deserves some time. Thank God he gave it to me with an alternative cable. Oh, hold it. Hold on, I got this. It's like they went to Grado and like, hey, Grado. Can we use your cable, but worse? At least it's detachable. And at least, look, it's 3.5 millimeter. It's just 3.5 millimeter. Oh no. Simple. Okay, thanks. Now let's put this fucking retardedly long and heavy cable. I don't even know how long it is. It's too long and it's too heavy. This honestly feels like I could run 110 horsepower through it and it'll be fine. No, I didn't even hook that up. I looked at it and went, ha-ha, throw it over there. So, we're running balance out of the X7S. Let's keep off sound for a second, keep talking about build. These are built like a French tank. Jeremy Clarkson would know what I'm talking about. He's a history buff and lives right next to France. Got to explain a little bit to you. So they're relatively heavy, actually, considering. They're very beautifully, look at the bend in the metal. Ooh, but then you get close. And things just start creaking. And it's like, ugh. This pair also, occasionally, when it feels like it, has a buzz in the right channel. Just on the really low-end bass stuff. But it's not all the time. It's whenever it feels like it. I'm on the vacation now. I will make sound. So yeah, creaks. Beautifully. I mean, just this piece is worth like an award for some sort of design. Then this looks fine. This is, aluminum and magnesium. Fabrique en France. This looks great. This I have no opinion on. It's just plastic. Yeah. The pads pop off. There they go. They're this weird. It's like suede. It's like a suede. It's like suede. It's got some holes around here. It pops on and off, so you're not if you're gonna put different pads on, you gotta get something that's like 3D printing this. They're not the most uncomfortable pads. They get a little bit sweaty. It's not that warm in here today, but there was days. I'm gonna look under here. Here's your driver, protected with a little metal shield. There's a very fine mesh underneath it. It's big. I don't even know the size of this driver. Is it? Actually, this might be smaller than 50. Oh, yeah. Here's your like, silk screen, which is basically, we hold it up to the light, you could see through it. It's just causing just sound to be back there. It's put together with very small Allen keys. It's very, very delicately put together. As I hold it, it just keeps going creak, 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 creak. Fine. It's built like a French tank. So it's like a tank, but a French one. Comfort. Well, the weight, honestly, is not a problem, because once you put them on, the clamp is enough that it holds it solid. LCD4s I had a problem with, because they weighed not twice as much as this, but more. And the clamp was not enough to keep it from falling off your head. These you can put on, and I have no concern about them moving. That's good. It's a good thing. There's a reason I hadn't reviewed these, and I kept listening to them and putting them down and going, no, I'll get to those later. It's because they don't sound like every other headphone. And I wasn't sold on the way they sound. And I had to keep going back just now, before this review, the pre-review listen. I'm just hitting song after song after song, and I'm hearing the same thing. And that's the thing I gotta describe. I don't think I could talk about this in terms like every other headphone. If you go back and watch my original Nighthawk review, the original Nighthawk review, where I said these sound, you know, weird and different from everything else, and it's great because they do that. That's what these are doing. Because they don't have what I would consider wide soundstage from a traditional point of view. Usually, you put on headphones that have big soundstage, M1060s. Right? Put them on, the Grados. Put them on, and it's just like, okay, sounds are happening way over there and way over there, and then you just, it feels like you were in a room with sound happening. And these never make that happen. You always know you're wearing headphones. But it's like there's balls in each, it's like there's a space, just a little space behind here, and there's a bit of a reverb DSP on there. And I hear it in every single track I play. It's like there's a DSP on. It's like when you go into a video game and you walk into that room in Half-Life 3. You've all played Half-Life 3 at this point, right? Because I have. And, you know, it's made of concrete, and you hear the echo from your footsteps sound different from when you're walking around outside. That does this with all music. It adds this strange... I don't hate it. Look, I don't hate it. Just like the Night Owls, it's different. And I think a lot of people... I was reading reviews on Amazon, and I never do that. And it's like 25 5 stars in a row. And then a 2-star. And the guy was like, it's fucking mid-range centric, and it sucks, it's terrible. It's not that. Then I get, you know, another 25 5-star reviews. And then one guy went into going, he described it rather well, where he said, they're not for everybody. They work, but I return them. Here's what worked and here's what didn't. And he's got the same hearing I do, where it's not normal. It doesn't sound like a normal headphone. That could be the greatest news to everyone on earth. As a reviewer, this is perfect fodder for me, because I'm tired of the same headphone after. Does it sound like it's a headphone with a little better measurement, or it's a headphone with a little extended bass, or it's a headphone? No, this doesn't sound like anything I've reviewed. So I have to go into this completely different than normal. Usually I'll talk about soundstage and imaging. Here I've got to do some sort of weird shit where the soundstage is not crazy big, but it's like there's clusters of left and right. It doesn't... There are times when I'm listening and it sounds semi-normal, and there's times I'm listening where I know there's a left channel and a right channel. and they're each doing these magical echoey things and extending the sound, and then there'll be a vocal that's in the center, and it'll sit alone without any of that echo right in the middle of my head. But then I'll hear like a cymbal or something, and it's like, ooh, it's washing away to my left and to my right. It's the strangest sensation of not normal. And I keep saying that over and over again. I don't find the low end too impressive on these. Again, there can be a buzz, but that doesn't happen all the time because French tank. So when I'm listening to it, and I put on something that's got low end, do I really want to test it with the Interstellar soundtrack? All right, fine. Fate has put us here. And I remember reading comments on Reddit somewhere that Zeos isn't going to like these. Zeos listens to everything too loud. You can't play them loud. You got to play them low. And I can play them low. Those were months ago, by the way. But you can't play them loud or you'll break something. French tank. In fact, I'm pretty sure I figured out what I'm going to title the thing. There is low end represented. It's not shaking my head. If you get it to the point where it's shaking your head, you've broken something. But oh my God, I'm in this... I could hear this echo happening. And I know this song has like this organ playing and there is echo in it. But it's exacerbating it like ×3. Here comes the loud bit. Hold on. Alright. Oh good. Rage Against the Machine. Yes, I am very impressed by what's happening in the left and right speakers of these Elears. Don't call them speakers, call them drivers, fine, whatever. I'm impressed by it. It's like a tech demo. They sound like a tech demo. It sounds like these are a prototype that has come out like, oh, look at this new technology we've got. THX has developed this new driver and this new system that makes sounds, you know, happen like in a swirling pattern out here. When I did my first when I bought the Mad Dogs, which I bought used, and they were like my first legit, I described them as having boxes around the driver that you could pinpoint locatable sounds here. Not much here, but here. And these are that. These share that. I would just Rage Against the Machine, take the power back. Guitar started playing, and it wasn't just playing to my right. It was playing to my right, and 2 notches forward and 1 notch up. And then there was the doo, doo, and that's playing here, and then there's a lot going on, and I could separation of instruments is amazing, but not here where your head is. You are listening to that, and you are listening to that. Not Rob Zombie. Not Pearl Jam. Richard Cheese will get me blocked. There are songs I like to listen to on these. There are songs I would like to listen to on these. And I have, because I've had them for freaking months. Here, hold on. I got it. I got it. Flores Parati from the Dexter soundtrack. From Raw Acoustic Soul. Which is not much of them on Spotify, I've looked. You know this song. I've sound demoed with this song. This one. And that guitar is usually, you know, imaged into the middle, and it's just right channel. It's right channel with crazy echo happening. The detail is spectacular. I gotta get past this, like, what it's doing with the sound, so I can get to the other parts of the actual sound. But this is the part that separates these headphones from everything else, and why you're probably gonna be looking at them if you own them. Yeah. Sounds travel from an amazing array of finite points to here, then are here, and then they... The middle is almost like a DMZ. It's like, do not enter. I'm okay with that. These have that sound. This is their sound. I can't argue with it. And no, it's not because of the balanced nature of me powering them, because I've had the adapter out and I've tried them in tubes. And the tubes, the same reason I wouldn't tube the Nighthawks is I wouldn't really want to tube these. And I've had them on the Base X, which is my favorite baby. Hello, baby. So, the sound is consistent on everything I've tried it on. I've gamed in them. I know that doesn't really apply. People shopping for Elears are not sitting down to play Doom or PlanetSide 2. Poor PlanetSide 2. Got such a bad rap. The developers just shit the bed. But, they do this thing, right? I'm just trying to describe this thing, and you're like, Zeos, we get to what they sound like. You don't know. I'm doing the best I can with the English vocabulary. Amazingly detailed sounds will happen here and here, and you can hear them through your ears. But they don't image like a normal set of headphones. I'm going to keep repeating myself over and over again. The low end is, if you keep the volume down, the low end is adequate. You put it up, she chokes a bit. Vocals come out fine. I say fine, but the vocals come out exceptionally well on these. They're centered. You're not going to get, like if you get an off-center vocal track where there's a lot of those, where for whatever fucking reason the mixer won't put the vocal track balance, it'll just be like, here, hold on. Yeah, Haley Lauren is singing dead center, so it's fine. But there are some tracks, not really Lord, but where they'll shift it over just a little bit, and on really amazingly accurate imaging headphones, I'm looking at you, 2000Xs, you can just tell that it's to the left, a quarter inch in your brain. And on these headphones, it's the left channel. It's just like the left channel. So it's going to throw you off a bit. I hope to Christ the sound demo, which I recorded weeks ago, by the way, picked up on this quirk, you know, plus ultra imaging only in the right and only in the left. It's so weird. It's so weird. These are a weird set of headphones. And if that's what you're looking for, Zeos doesn't even know. These are a weird set of headphones. They don't sound like I'm waiting for the comments. But how do they compare to HC800Ss? And how do they compare to the monoprice M1060s? And how do they compare to LCD Xs? And how do they compare to blow my brains out? They don't compare. They sound different from all of those. And some headphones will sound like they've been the Sony Z7s and the Z1Rs sounded like they were put through a DSP that made a tube. They were big and warm and slow. These don't have that. Whatever DSP these are running is not that. These are like running miniature room acoustics per side. It needs to be tweaked a bit. I think to make me truly happy. I enjoy listening to them, I really do. But I think to make me be... I have to consider if this is the one pair of headphones a person is owning, they would need to be tweaked. Just a little bit. Now the Utopias, because here are the Moon Audio still has them on sale as of the moment of this taping for $6.99, and they're worth that if you get past the French tank and that fucking thing. No. The Utopias, which are $3,500, I've actually listened to at Can Jam last year. And I didn't listen to them long enough, and it was very loud at Can Jam was the loudest place to listen to. It was the worst place to listen to headphones. Thank God Sony had the Orpheus in a side room, because it was just like, you might as well listen to it at goddamn pep rally. These get these Zeos thumbs up. They do. They get the Zeos thumbs up. They've got build issues. Thank you, Light, for working. They've got build issues. That is just the most beautiful looking thing. Oh. Creaky plastic, creaky plastic. They do that system where it just bends. And I'm sure it's not going to break. It's just going to get worse. It bothers me. That bothers me on a $1,000 pair of headphones. Thank you, Elear. Thank you, Focal, for just being, just look, the headphone wires. Easy to make. I got those Spadgers over there, the ones that are the HM5s with an open back. And guess what? The wire for that was on this most of the time. Just because I wanted like a 3.5 foot wire with a 3.5 millimeter plug, and they just plugged in. I could use them on my portable player without fucking that. They're not hard to drive. Also, I'm that's low. 10 p.m. on the goddamn X7S. That's hardly working. If I put this up to 12 o'clock, these would melt. French tank. So that's my view of these. I think there's a place for them. I don't think they're, like people are saying, the greatest headphones under $1,000. If what they're doing is what every headphone should be doing, then every headphone's wrong, because every headphone doesn't sound like this. I want to mention the L700 stacks, but that seems like an insult to the stacks, because the L700 sounds so much different from the L300s and 500s, where it does add that like sound staginess to it, a little bit recessed, and this is doing a similar thing where it doesn't sound normal. The L700s don't sound normal. I've talked about it, but the L700s don't sound normal and make me weep, and these don't sound normal and make me go, yeah, that's interesting. So that's the difference. Links to this in the description. Links to that wallpaper, which I may print out on canvas because it's awesome, in the description. Links to the Patreon in the upper right hand corner and in the description. If these are still on sale, I might push this review out to my patrons. By the way, this is one of the benefits of the Patreon. Patrons get to see videos first, and if that sale is still going on tomorrow, they'll probably see this review. And then I'll release it to the public whenever it just schedules. The schedule. So yes, these are yes. Especially on sale, they're yes. $1,000 is a lot of change to throw at something that does some weird shit. But 700's all right. You could always resell them. The headphone market's pretty good. You could usually make back 90% of what you paid, maybe 100% if you play your cards right. So Zeus approves of these, just with caveats that they're built like a French tank, and that, you know, they do weird shit, and you have to be okay with that weird shit. And that's it.